Alright, today is the 10th of January and it's now 11:07 p.m. And as you're looking at my screen, this logo says My 2 Cent Podcast. And I am doing a makeover for Twins of Twins Tu-LOX logo, and you're looking at his latest video, Worst Jamaican Habits. I always watch these videos, but for the past weeks I haven't watched any. So I'm going to show you how I came about making of this logo, and you can compare them and see if it really makes sense, if it really worth it. But I'm gonna make it from scratch. I'm gonna actually close this and create a new file and work on it. But let me explain. So my 2 cents, two I think is referring to his name as the first 2 letters, Tu-LOX, and 2 cents is all about Tu-LOX delivering his perception on certain issues, certain matters, in the form of a podcast where he presents the content to you in the sense to teach you something. And this chat icon, as he presents it to you, he talks, and these rings, round rings, it surrounds that whole podcast aspect, and it also surrounds broadcasting, frequency range and coverage. So that's how I came about the logo in that perspective. So I'm going to close this program and create a new file, and then the rest is history. I don't know if I will bring back to that, but I will. So create a new document. I will name it Tu-LOX logo. Remake would be something very much like whatever, like the one he has right now. And inches, that will be 3 by 3, 300 pixels, color mode RGB color, and 16-bit. Okay, over. So it will be a makeover instead of remake. And then Control plus zoom a bit. I might design in full screen and see how best I can. Otherwise, at some point I will quit. But first and foremost, I'm going to create a layer, and on the left pane here, I am going to make a sphere, and let me go. So close that. Get off that border. I don't need a border. And the color I use is, I started with red. Alright. So just starting with red, and on the left pane again. So I'm going to copy this circle. So you can just right click and duplicate layer, or I just alt and drag. My computer is moving slow, so there will be some problem thereby. And on the pane again, I just click, change the color, and shift click on the edge and drag in to get that ring size. Alright. And on the left pane, I'm going to select the magic one, and I'm going to ensure that I'm on this layer, and I'm going to click within the circle, and it will say could not use magic one because the target layer is a fill layer. So I'll have to rasterize, right click, rasterize layer, and then click on the layer, and it gives it a matching ants around the circumference. And up there, I will have exit full screen mode now. So I will now go to select, modify, smooth, and upper radius 10, and you can zoom in and look at while you're doing so to see if it will be smooth enough. But maybe that's the least of the problem. Not sure how you will approach it, but I'm going to now to refine edge, and I'm going to zoom in, and you can see that edge. So I'm going to smooth, and you can see the edge. Let me center this. Look at the edges while they're smooth. You're doing this because you want a perfect cut on both sides of that ring that I will make it. And then feather a bit, and I will give it some contrast, and I will shift the edges down. And based on what I'm seeing, that's not enough. I need it to be sharp. So let me bring down the smoothness, and feather might be too much. Alright, so 5, smooth at 5, feather at 2.2, contrast 45, and shift edge at -40. I'm gonna click OK and zoom out. And with that said, now I'm gonna select, because I had removed too much of the edge, so I'm going to, you can expand it, or you can just go back and do that, expand by 2. Alright, and it goes back to where I had it. And I'm now just going to select this ellipse, the first ellipse with the red, and I'm just gonna duplicate, and then I'm going to rasterize and edit and cut. So that should give you a nice cut from that red circle. So now you have a ring. So I'm going to remove the background layer for you to see that it's only a ring. And for the 3 rings that I'll be making, I'll be doing this same principle. So duplicate this layer again, the same red layer. I'm going to change the color. Let me change it to blue, and then show on the screen. And I'm going to minimize, actually scale, proper term, by just holding on to shift, click on the edge and drag in. And if you want to, you can work with guides. And this is just focus on the logo itself and not any Photoshop tutorial type of stuff. Because Photoshop tutorials are really technical things, trust me. And there's little that I know based on how Photoshop presents itself. And I'm going to duplicate this layer again. This might be the harder way, but from a design perspective, this literally gives you the drive to create design from scratch no matter what. Because you could literally copy the first ring that I make and scale it down. Otherwise, I'm showing you how to just create the circles perfectly fine. So other than scaling it, I'm just doing it this way. So I'm gonna scale now this circle. Alright, we go again. We're gonna rasterize this layer. Click, we're zooming in, select, and what we need, modify smooth. Okay, and then refine. And I don't remember those parameters, so let me try it again. I did the study and I don't remember using contrast, but okay. And then select modify again and expand by 1 this time. And on this blue layer, we click the ellipse, we click on that layer and then edit. Oh, I have to merge this layer or rasterize in that sense, and then edit and cut. Ouch, that's look rugged. Let me get that white background. It's quite fine. The edges are okay. Alright, so that's the second ring. And so next in line, delete this layer, duplicate layer again. So this ellipse I'm going to duplicate again, and then I'm going to change the color. I might do a vice versa, so I'm not sure. So all this audio wouldn't even make sense after all. Scale, drag to where you think is fit, and we will have to scale these down so they can fit in the middle of these shapes that we already have. And we will do this just as the same, rasterize on the shape and then select modify smooth, sample radius of 10, and we'll go again, zoom, and we'll smooth about 5, feather a bit, contrast, and then shift edges down. Okay, select modify by 2, and let me see what this one look like. Parameters are off, but rasterize this layer again and edit, cut, and then remove this layer. Alright, so these are our circles. So I'm gonna delete this one, I will delete this, and I will have ring 1, and I will have ring 2, and I will have ring 3, and then I will put these 3 into a folder and mark ring and give it a title ring. It's that rings. Alright, and then duplicate group. I always duplicate whatever I make, in the sense of not making them permanent files in a situation where I would like to go back to the original file. So convert to smart object, and I can scale them wherever when I convert them to smart object, otherwise you will see what's happening. And then so now the next thing I'll do is I'm going to make that chat icon. So I select the ellipse tool again, and I will just make a chat icon. So that should be good enough. And here I'm going to remove the border, remove that border, and we'll use color type of blue. So remove that border, and I'm going to give it a fill using blue, a mild blue here, and get that on the page. And then I use my pen tool to create that directional flow for the chat, whatever it means. So now click on the edge here, and then somewhere here, Control Z undo, Control Alt Z undo on if you want to undo more than one. And then I will click on this edge here and Alt click on this and bring it around, and then give it that curve that I need. And then I just bring this up some more to let it seem less out of proportion. And this is just for the purpose of creating the logo. So if you wish to make these, I can make it as free as possible. And if you can do it with the pen tool right through, fine, but everything is here for you to use. Alright, so this is basically it. So I'm just going to make a folder for this tool now. This is called the chat icon, and then duplicate layer, duplicate group, and then convert to smart object. So smart object allow you to make changes to the size and all without making it a permanent file. And so I'm gonna bring back the rings now, and for the chat icon I will just hold to shift, and you notice on my left one, on the left pane here, I'm on the selection tool. So I will hold shift and just zoom out, scale down. That should be scale down. Chat icon in the background should move also. Alright, so let me scale down a bit more. Alright, and blending option for the rings, copy. I will just do color overlay, and for the meantime I will just work with that purple, a lighter color, just to bring life to the chat icon and whatever else I will be doing here. And text, let me write to EU. This will go in the chat icon. I'm not taking away anything from the logo, I'm just adding, because you would want to change the name of his podcast, Theron. You would want to change the name of the podcast, and the font that I used was, I don't even remember. Ridiculous. I don't remember. Should be up here though. Copper black regular. And let me just change that, maybe about 20 with the font. Even that's more than 20. So copper black font in the center of the chat icon. And then I will create a next text layer, and then I write sense, and I will position it along here, and that's the same style as 2. And a next text layer for podcast, POD, then do that in lower case. Anyway, I'm just putting that LASS, and I will change that font. So this one is Berkshire Swatch regular. I should have used lowercase because the lowercase look more elegant here. I might have to change that on the logo. I'll just make this one original, whatever it is. Anyway, whatever it is, you will see it out there. Otherwise, this is for YouTube purposes. But if you literally need the logo, well, we can talk business. And I'm not seeking design work. I'm just making this video for YouTube. I'm not seeking design work. I have to make that clear. Otherwise, yeah, you can. It's promotional for promotional purposes also. But if you need this logo to make it official, fine. And I want you all to just share this video. Share this video. I have over 2,000 subscribers, and my contents are monetized. Let me change. Minimize that phone. I will have to do this separate. Command X. Let me space this. The C doesn't fit well there, so I'm going to put it on a separate layer. This is taking another turn right now, so I'm going to minimize the C, place it there. It doesn't even make sense either because the others have a greater width than it on class. Anyways, it is what it is. If anything, we can perfect it whatever the scenario is. And let me use a guide to see if I'm in line with. Alright, so the C needs to go up a bit more. Another guide here on top. That seems pretty fine, but I need a bit more space. So seems like I will have to just crop all that LASS or make podcast class a bit smaller, a bit more space. So that would be a new layer. And designing is just exploring, so you can find that element that literally works. Sometimes while I'm making design, while I make designs, I just delete the whole thing and start from scratch again. Because it's not popping, so I often do that. And I just do that for the sake that I need some top class logo. I have an Instagram page. I'm not going to promote it. I'm not going to even say the name because, as I said, I'm not seeking any design work. So I'm going to follow this file. So this is podcast, and then duplicate, group, and convert to smart object so that my Control Z literally have sense in here. Remove that for now. Convert to smart object, and then I'm just going to see this in the way. Alright, so hold on to shift and scale down, and let me just remove these guys. Zoom a bit and see how well I should place this. And I'm actually on my right hand pane, you can see that I'm actually viewing 100% of the image, so whatever you're seeing now via the 100% scale on my display, that's how the logo will truly look. If you zoom in, you will see all those jagged edges, but that is actually the true perspective of the font or the design, right? So viewing at 100% is the ideal design, and I think that's called by my computer because when I'm editing on my laptop, I have to work with the true sensation of that laptop. I think this needs some further adjustment. Let me stretch out that class. Alright, so I think this is it for the lower construction, and now I'm gonna do some cutting, and then I fill in some gradients, and just otherwise that would be it. And yeah, I have a next my 2 cents. So this will be right before 2. So let me keep this hidden for a while, and I'm going to the chat icon now, or in my layer section. Let me just minimize so I can look at my layers properly. And then I'm going to select my magic wand tool and click on the chat icon and select modify, expand, and expand to about 10 pixels, right? And I'm going to go to refine edge, and I'm going to ensure that the edges of the purple section that you're seeing here cut out. We want it as smooth as possible. So let me smooth about 7, feather about 1.7, contrast to about that would be 31, and shift edge down to about okay. Let me zoom out. I think I hit OK too quick. Anyway, let me just zoom out to 100% and edit. Or let me duplicate this layer, and I'll do all editing on this one. And rasterize and edit. Cut. So it's coming out fine. Next sense, I'm gonna click. If you click on one letter, you'll have to hold shift, click on the next letter, click on third letter, fourth letter, fifth letter, right? Or you would have to click on the outer section. I notice it's sitting around the border of the page, so it's working outside of the font. So what we do now is select inverse and you select the font only, because those little things marching hands. So now I'm gonna go to select, modify, smooth, 10 pixels. Oh, what's that? Command Z. Or maybe I don't think I need to smooth. I didn't do that first time. Alright, so I'm going to actually the font is smooth already. So I'm just going to expand to 10 pixels, right? And refine edge, and we're just going to zoom and look at that purple section that we'll be cutting out. And let me just punch in. We went 7 for smooth, feather we went 1.7, contrast we did 31, and shift edge we did 11. -11, and it's looking fine. So let's select OK, and next we click edit. We select the ring, edit, and then cut. Alright, so this is taking a different route, because in the first logo we did, we had capital pod class. Now we're having lowercase. So I will do the same for pod class. I will click on the external area of the font, and then select inverse and select modify, expand to 10 pixels and refine edge, and then we'll put in these parameters: smooth 7, feather 1.7, contrast 31, shift edges down to -11. OK, and edit again. Oh, we need to select the ring. Remember, we're working on the ring. Edit and cut. And then we're gonna do some work with our eraser tool. So in our left pane, we click on the eraser and we erase this section that we think we don't need, right? So now we have 2 cents per class. I think this one looks better than the one I did before. So let's see. And now, since we made it this far, I'm just going to get all these into a folder. Alright, so we're on the semifinal of LOGO semifinal, and you can name it whatever you want. And I'm going to duplicate this group. Okay, and let me select this, and I'm gonna shift. Oh, let me look and see if the rings are should be in smart mode, so I'm able to zoom without it give me any modification I don't need. So let me close this file, and I'm gonna hold on to shift and scale. Oh, get rid of this and bring to the right of my page, and then add that my. So in the comment section, I would like you to tell me how much you'd pay for this logo. Just tell me how much you'd pay for this logo. And remember, I'm not seeking any design job. What's the motto again? I don't even remember, but that should be fine. So it's time now for us to color. And thing to highlight, for the chat icon, he used red. So let me use the red. Let me try web colors. No, I'll leave that one. And pod class, duplicate. Oh, why? Blending option. Pod class, should I put that in red also? Alright, that's what it is. And then I will only have to color the ring now. So blending option, right click blending option, and then gradient, right? And the gradient was already set, so it just falls right in place. And that's it for the logo. My 2 cents podcast. And if you like this, make a comment and share. I'm not gonna tag between those things in no post whatsoever, so I need you to. And if you like this, you can just reach out to me at cokespiritpro@gmail.com. If you need the logo, we can talk business and all that. So just share for me please, and like, subscribe. And I think I have about 2,000 something watch hours, and I need 4,000 so I can monetize this video. And if you want me to do more videos, please like, subscribe and share, and watch the video and watch videos so I can create more, and then I might can move to this life in that sense. So see you in the future. We just save this. Tu-LOX logo makeover. Alright, see you. Bam.